Hello, and welcome to Tea is Good, Books Are Better, the podcast where we drink tea and talk about books. I'm Raven.
Jessica.
Cut out your...
And I am Jessica.
There you go.
Round two.
Every time. Well, here we are in 2022.
Another year. Another year down.
Just tick off another year off your life.
Mm-hmm.
1 year closer to death.
Yeah, and it's like getting real like in my face now the older I get.
Oh, what do you mean?
like I'm starting to feel old in a way that I didn't in my 20s.
Oh.
Like my body is just not feeling the way it used to anymore. It's not healing as fast, or when I hurt myself, like it's a pain that lasts for a long time.
Oh, trust me, I know. I've been feeling it since I was 25.
Maybe I was just like oblivious to it, but I was not.
I read an Ask Reddit that was asking, like, what is something that you wish you had known when you were 30 or something like that? Or what's your advice for people entering their 30s?
Okay.
And pretty much every other answer was exercise. Yeah.
Yep. That is something I feel.
Yeah, it's all like everyone's saying it's going to make a huge difference, like, later on in life when you're elderly, and you know, there's a big quality of life difference, I think, between someone who has been consistently exercising versus not.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah, that was like every other answer I saw, so I was like, okay.
Exercise. It makes you cry a little. You're like, but exercise isn't fun.
It's like fine. It doesn't need to be like hardcore workouts, I don't think, but it's just like finding time for it.
Yeah.
Like, do I have to wake up at fucking 5 a.m. to squeeze in some exercise into my day?
People literally do that. And
it disgusts me. Yeah.
Hey, that's not something I can do.
Like,
I value my sleep.
I'd be a zombie the whole day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I've been trying to, like, squeeze some in here and there. I basically just, like, ride on my stationary bike for, like, 20 minutes and then do some stretches.
That's not bad. And since it's, like, in your living room, you just watch TV.
Yeah.
I forget that you're actually working out.
Yeah. So it's not bad at all. It's just, like... I just need to build it into my routine.
Yeah. Making it become regular.
How about you? You go on walks all the time.
I haven't in a while.
Well, it's been freezing.
Like, I really want to do it when it snowed a lot.
Yeah.
But we just got distracted. Never did it. Because, you know, I love going to the park when it's all winter wonderland. The only workout I get is at work. I'm on my feet all day.
Well,
walking from one end to the other. Well, I used to be really into yoga. That was my jam. It made me feel really strong.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then just like fell off the map.
Maybe like we should always do it together or something. Just something to like keep each other accountable, you know?
That would probably work.
But then it adds on a whole other level of like, well, now it becomes a whole thing where I have to like get together and like set up a time that works, and
I'd probably be cool with just like FaceTime.
Oh.
Instead of having to like get together almost every day.
Yeah, true.
Like, look, I'm doing it too.
And just like dead stare at each other like, fuck you. I'm doing
As we're stretching out in a really uncomfortable position, like ouch, ouch, ouch.
Maybe we should try that. That sounds kind of like fun.
Yeah, I still have my book that has like all of the newbie positions.
Oh.
Yeah. I have my little mat.
I have this like wild goal of being able to do the splits. And
Okay, please continue.
I'm like the least flexible person on the planet.
Oh my god, you were so flexible when we were kids.
I was pretty flexible. I was like very close to being able to do the splits when I was a kid, but that's because I was a dancer. So
yeah, we had gymnastics, and yeah, you're dancing for sure.
And now I'm like the least flexible person ever. Like I can't even like touch my toes. Like it's embarrassing how not flexible I am.
I beg to differ.
You beg to differ? What do you mean?
I challenge you. I have worse, I think.
Oh, I doubt it.
Yeah? Ooh.
I'm really not flexible. Like, I show Jake how far I can reach, and he's like, "What, you're joking, right?"
Whoa. What?
Yeah, and it's like, and I'm not kidding. I just like, I don't know. I have really stiff hips or something at this point.
Okay.
But anyway, what I was getting to was, so I have this goal of being able to do the splits. So I downloaded this app that was do the splits in 90 days type of thing. And I was like, obviously it's not going to do that, but I was like, it might make me more flexible. So sure. I started doing it, and I was like doing it pretty religiously. And this was, I think I started like right when we moved to the new house because I wasn't working. So I like wanted to do something to feel productive. So I started doing this like every day, and it was like, it started off like 10 minutes a day to like 15 minutes a day, all the way up to like 35 minutes or something, and it like slowly, gradually kind of builds you up and does like harder and harder stretches. Mm-hmm. And it worked pretty well. I got like pretty flexible. Obviously, not even close to doing the splits, but it still like made a lot of progress.
Sure.
Because I really stuck to it. I did it every day, and by the time like the summer rolled around, I felt pretty flexible.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Compared to how I used to feel.
Yeah.
But then I like finished the 90 days, and I was like, I guess I can just restart it or something.
Yeah. No.
But then I tried doing that, and the app just like doesn't track my progress the way that it used to, and apparently like not being able to see my progress like every day in the app like was a deterrent or something. I don't know. I felt less motivated.
Oh.
And then I just kind of stopped doing it.
Oh no. That's unfortunate.
It's interesting though, like psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that might not be the reason, but that's kind of what I feel like it was.
I once had a goal myself of just being able to touch my toes with straight legs.
Yeah.
I got so close too. So close. And then I opted. Yeah.
Well, maybe we could try the app together. It'll get you to touch your toes, that's for sure.
Ooh.
Within 90 days. That would be my New Year's resolution if I had one, is to try and build exercise into my schedule. Do you have a New Year's resolution, or do you believe in that sort of thing?
I sure don't. All that does, it stress me out.
Yeah.
Make me feel like a failure.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, thanks.
I feel like it's kind of phasing out. Like, people don't really ask anymore.
No. Thank you, Gen Z, for ending this.
Honestly, queens. Yeah. Well, there was also Christmas. We had Christmas. We took off last week, which is why we uploaded our Patreon episode. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We did get an extra patron from it, who I guess I'll shout him out now. It was Bahram. He is the lovely guy who did our jingle.
Ah, he did.
So he became an oolong patron, which was super nice.
It is.
And I'm like, dude, we should be paying you for the jingle.
Right.
So thank you to Bahram.
Mm-hmm, thank you.
I guess we can just get into it then. Oh, wow. It's been a minute.
What do you mean?
Since we, like, recorded a
episode.
Yes. and talked
You think
about the
I've
book.
done a lot more than what I really did, but I didn't.
Well, we've been busy. You get a pass this time.
Yay!
So what are we drinking today?
I'm drinking what is it called? Winter spice?
Again?
the apple cinnamon tea. But it's so good, and I still gotta finish that up.
I'm drinking some decaf cinnamon rooibos chai.
Ooh. Fancy.
Yeah, I normally don't really like cinnamon tea, but I think I'm realizing that's because with the sugar it tastes too sweet, but with the honey that I put in this time, it's quite nice.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. Where did we leave off our characters?
With Sam, the Whites came for the baby, but they are saved when Weirwood answers Sam's prayer for help and calls upon thousands of ravens to ward off the Whites. Then they're saved by a apparent dead man on a giant elk. That was the last we saw of him on his chapter, but we also saw Sam in Bran's chapter helping them through the wall.
Right.
Then with Jon, Stannis' army decimated the wildlings, ending their battle. So Stannis saved the day.
Indeed.
And I was doing my Tyrion chapter when the power outage took it out. You'd think I'd have learnt.
Oh my god.
But I did not. Apparently.
No.
F me.
Alright, so chapter 75 is Samwell.
Ooh, 75? Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Gilly is suckling Dallas. Wait, Dallas. How do you pluralize Dalla?
Dallas. No, just Dallas.
Okay. Gilly is suckling Dallas.
Dallas. Think of it as a Z. Dallas.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Gilly is suckling Dallas' baby.
There you go.
So Dalla actually died in childbirth, unfortunately. And until Gilly and Sam arrived, the baby hadn't really been fed. Because there's nothing to feed the baby without Mama's milk. Especially at Castle Black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
Thank God for Gilly.
Yeah, so now Gilly is feeding 2 babies.
Mm-hmm.
Sam notices that Jon is smiling a sad smile. And kind of realizes that Jon doesn't really smile much anymore. And that the last time he did was when Sam arrived at Castle Black.
Aww.
Yeah.
I mean, basically his whole family is dead or missing.
And he witnessed so much brutality. Like, he went through so much.
Oh, he went through hell. Yeah.
2 or 3 books.
Even just, like, what happened in this one has been crazy for him. He had to kill Corin by himself. I mean, was that in the last book, actually?
I think it was the last book.
Okay, well, he had to do that. And then he was stuck with the wildlings. And then he had to escape the wildlings. And then he had to, like, abandon Egret. And then, like, Egret had to fucking die in front of him. And he had to defend the wall.
All this battling, all this death.
Ugh.
He's a changed man.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, and don't forget the Red Wedding. He might not have been there, but
he heard. Not just like the Red Wedding, but like his 2 younger brothers.
Oh,
Rickon
yeah.
And he thinks they're dead. All that jazz.
Endless misery.
Yep. So Sam has a flashback where he like remembers as Sam and Gilly were making their way from the Shadow Tower. They were picked up by Denys Mallister, who is the guy Maester Aemon sent that SOS letter to, I believe. Yes?
Wait. Where did he come from?
I think... No, Denys Mallister is from the Shadow Tower.
Oh. Yes. Okay.
Yes. As Sam and Gilly were, like, making their way to Castle Black, they were picked up by Denys, Bowen Marsh, and the survivors from the fight at the Bridge of Skulls, which I was not aware of. Maybe I missed it. unfortunately. And Tywin, Giant, and Dolores Ed, who were all Sam's brothers at one point. I only remember Dolores Ed. I don't really remember the other two.
Me neither. There's too many fucking names, dude.
So much. I'm like,
Yeah.
He learned from his brothers that Stannis and his army had arrived via Eastwatch, and Mance Rayder had been captured, and 1,000 of his best were slain, including Harma Dog's Head, which was mentioned. And did I mention what happened to Harma in the last chapter?
Wait, Harma Dog's Head?
The lady who hate dogs so much that she uses their heads as banners.
I think you did, but I'm not remembering. I'm blanking.
So, like, from what I remember is that Jon remembers seeing her charging into battle when Stannis arrived. And then he remembers, like, around the end of the chaos, he sees one of Stannis' soldiers waving her head around on a pipe.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, God. War is fun.
Pretty gory. Yeah, I mean, at least they're having fun.
Oh, my God.
I mean, you gotta if you're surrounded by so much horror, I guess.
Yeah, if you decide to take all that shit to heart, like, you're gonna be an empty person.
Yeah. Okay. Sam remembers how shocking it was to see the state of Castle Black when they arrived. It's basically destroyed. There's so many of their brothers that are dead, and it's full of soldiers, like at least 1,000 of them.
Ooh, the most it's had in like forever.
Yeah. There's like 2 armies there. They're the Kingsmen and the Queensmen. Like they've named them that, the brothers. Okay. And the Queensmen are all Faith of R'hllor fanatics.
Oh, they just come with Stannis' army?
Yeah, they're Stannis' wife's men, and she and like all of her, they're all fanatics.
Oh, so are they just like psycho-religious people, or do they actually help with the fight?
They help with the fight, but they're also psycho-religious.
Oh, okay. But are they like trained in like fighting, or are they just like, let's grab a stick?
No, they're all soldiers. They're all soldiers.
Okay.
But they're all fanatics.
Gotcha.
Like hardcore. Lord of Light.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Night is dark and full of terrors. And I googled what the religion is called, and it's just called Faith of R'hllor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Guess it doesn't really have a name. Okay.
Okay. Kind of boring, but okay. Couldn't
Gilly?
it have been called like R'hllorian or religion?
What?
Religion. Get it? Because it's R'hllor. Religion.
Nice one.
Fuck you.
Good try. Gilly had really liked all of the banners, and she compared them to flowers. She likes the yellow banner with the fiery heart the most.
Oh, okay.
Sam is amazed that there's actually a king in the King's Tower. It's the first time in living memory that a king is in there.
Is this just me, or does it kind of feel like a crossover of 2 different books colliding that Stannis is there at Castle Black?
How do you mean?
I mean, like, it feels like no one's really been a part of Castle Black or like has touched it other than Jon and like the brothers.
Yeah.
So
it is.
Picturing Stannis there just like feels weird.
It does. It was super weird in the show too.
Okay.
Like it felt really unusual. Like what is like even seeing like the army show up was so bizarre.
Right? Like, it feels like it should just be, like, deserted. Like, everything should be, like...
Yeah.
But then a bunch of dudes and a king, and it's Stannis, and you're like, wait, when did this happen?
Right? It happened so fast, too. No warning.
It's like when an Iron Man shows up at the end of the Hulk, and you're like, hold up. Hold up.
Right? Pip and Gren had enthusiastically greeted him when he arrived. Gren tells Sam of Melisandre of Ashai and her dark magic. And Jon had praised Sam for getting out and for saving Gilly. He was really proud of him. Gren later told Sam about everything Jon has done, including capturing the Horn of Winter and the Wildling Prince with the baby. And Sam has seen that Jon's scars run deep and that he is in mourning. So, like, not just the scars on his face, but, like, in his heart, too.
Aww.
So, back in the room, Val, who is Dala's sister, says that she heard that the Red Woman means to burn Mance. Jon tells her that the penalty for desertion is death, and that he would already be dead if it weren't for Stannis, who was holding him captive. Val wants to visit him so that he can meet his baby, and Sam and Jon explain that it's not within their power to give her that access. They excuse themselves to complete their duties, and along the way they chat. Jon asks if Sam has feelings for Gilly. Sam doesn't deny it and explains how she makes him feel braver.
Aww.
Jon reminds him that he cannot have her. I'm like, that's
fuck off, Jon.
Not being a buzzkill, bro.
And hypocrite.
Hypocrite. Reals.
Stop bashing his dreams and raining on his parade. Like, bruh, go to
the only girl who's ever looked at him. God. Sam knows, and he told Jon about Gilly previously offering to be Sam's wife, and he had explained his vows to her and what they mean. Sam asks Jon if there is honor in telling a lie for a good purpose. Jon says it depends, and advises Sam that he shouldn't lie because he's shit at it.
Okay.
Adorable.
I mean, that's a good question, but what was Sam asking about? Like, what lie?
Oh, we'll find out, bro.
Oh, okay.
Sam says he's planning on lying through a letter, so he's not going to do it face to face. He's planning on sending a letter to his family on Hornhill, and he's going to claim Gilly's baby as his own so that they would shelter them. He knows his mother would love the baby and would find Gilly a way to service them, give her a home, basically.
But what about his dad?
He even thinks his father will like the fact that Sam was man enough to put a bastard in a wildling woman.
Oh.
His father had once told him that he would die a maiden in disgust.
This guy sounds awful.
That's a little bit different from show.
Oh.
Because in the show, Sam was terrified of his father finding out that Gilly was a wildling. But in here, it's like, oh, he'll think it's manly.
Right. Okay.
I wonder if it will be if his father will end up not liking it in the books, or maybe he will like. Well, at least he is somewhat of a man.
I would think that. I mean, I'd have to think more deeply about it, but I think the book's take on it feels more true to his character as just someone who values, like, power and masculinity and balls. So it makes more sense to me.
Put it simply.
Yeah. Balls, to put it simply. In a nutshell. Mm-hmm. So it makes more sense to me, the book version, that he would kind of, like, be pleased by the idea of his son, quote unquote, conquering a wildling woman.
Yeah. Stealing her in the wildling fashion.
Sure.
Hey, he literally did.
Oh.
Did he? Like, wait. He didn't, like, steal her with the sword and shit, but he took her.
Yeah, he kind of yoinked her.
No. She's his wife by rights in the wildling way.
Is she a wildling, though, technically? I thought Craster was kind of, like, in the in-between. Was he considered a wildling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, he worked with the brothers, with the Night's Watch, just because they traded with him. Mm-hmm. Or, like, paid him, I guess. They didn't really trade. Well, I guess trade, like, shelter for shit. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, he was a wildling.
Okay. Then, yeah.
I don't remember Craster's backstory, actually. We learned it in a book. Briefly. Was he some... I don't know. I'm just gonna make shit up if I try to guess. I think his father might have been a brother of the Night's Watch. and his mother was wildling.
Oh. We could probably just Google it, but I'm
It was
lazy.
kind of half-lives. Yeah, same. I don't feel like it, and I don't care that much.
It's irrelevant.
Okay. Sam asks if it would be a good thing to write this lie and to give the boy a home as a bastard. For a second there, I'm sure that Jon was going to shut it down and be like, it sucked being a bastard for me.
Yeah.
But instead, he says that it's possible that he would be successful, but that would depend on how well Gilly could lie. Sam asks if Jon is off to the practice yard, as he has been banned from performing his duties for fear that he is a turncloak, so he's been spending his days on the practice yard.
Oh. Wait, who banned him?
Probably Sir Alliser and the other fucker.
Who put these fucks in charge?
It was Tywin Lannister, that shit!
Ugh.
Fuck that guy. Jano Slint. Yeah.
He and Alliser Thorne can just go eat each other's dicks.
Eat each other's buttholes.
Yeah.
Sam assures Jon that only Sir Alliser and his friends think that he's a turncloak. Jon tells him about a dream he's been having where he is in the crypts of Winterfell and he can hear a feast going on, and Robb and his father are calling to him, but he cannot find them. Sam doesn't say anything, but he thinks that the living have no place at the feasts for the dead. So it's like, is he hearing them? Because they are the only ones dead, really. Robb and his father.
I mean, Catelyn, he wouldn't really think of Catelyn as part of his family, I don't think.
And she's not a Stark, so she wouldn't, I don't think she would be buried in the crypts of Winterfell.
Right. True that. Yeah. Huh. That's really interesting.
I like to pay attention to their dreams because usually it's saying shit.
Yeah, I'm so used to just kind of brushing over and being like, oh,
that's an interesting dream.
Oh yeah, gotta focus in some more.
Sam desperately wants to tell Jon about Bran, but he had sworn 3 times that he would keep this a secret. One swear to Bran, one swear to Jojen Reed, and another swear to Cold Hands, who made him swear it for the life that he owes him. He's probably scared into secrecy by Cold Hands.
I thought you were gonna say once to Bran, once to Jojen, and another one to Jojen, because Jojen's so freaking hardcore about it.
He sure is. He's a freaking badass kid.
He's very serious about no one knowing Bran is alive.
No humor in that.
Yeah.
No fun. It's all business.
Is he even a kid? I don't know.
Oh, is he?
Is he?
No. Instead, Sam tells him that Janos would never be named Lord Commander. But Jon calls him a sweet fool and tells him that it's been happening for days and leaves. Sam had noticed that Jon had taken the position of Master at Arms and has been training the newer recruits. Because, what's his face?
Donald
Sir
Noy.
Alliser has been, basically following around Janos. Basically doing whatever he says.
Wait, was he the Master at Arms? I thought that was Donald Noy. No, he was the blacksmith.
Yeah, it was Sir Alliser who would train with them. And by train I mean basically have them beat each other.
Oh, you're right.
While he swears at them. Calls
them names. Right.
Yeah, so now Jon's taken that position.
Okay. Cool. He could actually teach someone something.
Yeah, he can actually do a good job here. Sam heads to the infirmary where Maester Aemon is working on the wounded to help out. He thinks about Jon's words and how it takes 2/3 of votes from the brothers to elect a new Lord Commander. It has been 9 days and nights since the voting had started. Lord Janos had been gaining, but he was still behind Sir Denys Mallister and Cotter Pike. Sam has a hard time believing Janos would be chosen, but Jon's words eat at him. That night at supper, Sam looks for Jon but cannot see him. Tensions are thick as they eat, knowing that there's going to be a voting. After supper, Maester Aemon asks if anyone has anything to say before the voting starts. and a couple of men withdraw their names in favor of Sir Janos.
Ugh.
They vote using marked tokens tossed in a kettle. Because not everyone can write. Get this.
Makes sense.
After everyone leaves, the kettle is upended to be counted by Maester Eamon. There's 263 tokens for Sir Denys Mallister, 169 for Cotter Pike, 137 for Janos Slint, 72 for, I don't know who this guy is, Awful Yarwick, 5 for Three Finger Hob, whoever that is, and 2 for Dolores Ed. Sam is relieved, but it is pointed out that the votes for Sir Denys and Cotter are getting fewer, and the votes for Janos are increasing. Sam says if Denys or Cotter were to withdraw and support the other, they would win, because they have the majority of votes. So if one withdrew and supported the other, that would be 2/3. And he suggests that they talk to them, meaning people counting with them, not him. And Pip is like, no, you're the Lord's son and a maester's steward. That his words would hold more than theirs.
I mean, that makes sense.
Sam just sadly thinks about how he's too cowardly to do such a thing.
Aw, I believe in you, Sam.
Yeah, that's that chapter.
Cool.
I've been watching the show again.
Oh, wait, what?
So, like, I noticed that in the show that it's Sir Alliser is the one who's trying to be Lord Commander.
Oh.
He seems to be, like, the smart one, or the more, like, dominant?
Right.
The one that's more of a leader, whereas Janos is, like, some dumb ass who just is just there to serve Sir Alliser.
I guess that makes sense why they would do that in the show, because we had spent more time with Alliser and, like, we are more invested in hating him, I think.
Yeah, he was more of an antagonist at the wall.
Yeah, he's already, like, kind of a threat.
Yeah.
So, and Janos, like, doesn't really... We don't really see him do anything. We just kind of hear about it, right?
Yeah, and you know that Tyrion, like, really was like some guy who kicked him to the wall.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the guy who beat up Sansa?
Janos?
Was it Janos? I'm trying to remember. Like, why was Janos on Tyrion's bad side?
I thought he gave up Tommen.
It could have been that.
I thought that was...
I don't remember.
the reason.
No, I think in the books it was a nastier guy who beat up Sansa.
Yeah, no, that was some guy whose name started with M, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think he might be on Arya's list of names.
Oh.
Because I think he killed her dancing master. Did he?
Oh. I don't know, dude.
I don't know either. Gosh darn.
It's too many!
Wait till the next book so we'll be reminded of this guy.
Hey everyone, just a quick aside. We just became affiliates of Buzzsprout, which is the hosting platform we use for our podcast. If you are interested in creating your own podcast, please consider using Buzzsprout. It made it easy to get our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and dozens of other streaming platforms. They also provide you with a podcast website, detailed analytics to see how your episodes are performing, and tons of guides on how to improve your listenability. And if you follow our link in the episode description, you will get a $20 Amazon gift card when you sign up for a paid plan, and it helps support our show. Thank you. Back to the episode.
Chapter Jon.
Chapter 76.
Jon Snow. Jon is training with Satin when Melisandre, yeah, and Melisandre approaches them, and she tells Jon that the king would speak with them. Jon joins her at the top of the wall. During the cage ride, Jon notices that she smells red.
What the fuck?
The smell of red-hot iron in a forge.
What the fuck?
He asks if she's cold because she's only in her robes. She's not wearing anything warm. And she tells him no, that the Lord's fire lives within her. She touches his cheek.
The Lord's fire lives within me.
He touched him. No. Whoa. she touches his cheek and he feels how toasty warm she is. It's like,
Oh.
witch.
Oh, witch. Burn her at the stake.
Will that work?
No, it won't.
They find Stannis standing at the edge of the wall. Jon bends the knee. Stannis tells him to rise and says that he's heard a lot about Jon. Jon knows of the rumors that have been circling about him and tells him so. Stannis asks how much of what he has heard is true, so Jon tells him. Jon is surprised when Stannis says that he believes him. Stannis says that he's more inclined to believe Ned Stark's son over Janos Slynt.
Thank God, someone with sense.
Yeah, someone with some brains.
Oh my God. Do I like Stannis?
Respect. He's a smart guy, despite being not very smart.
You know what's funny too? Well, let's talk about that in a second. But okay. what I was, because that last comment, that was an interesting comment you just made. But what I was gonna say was, it describes Stannis as like a big guy. And I never really imagined him as big, even though that makes sense because Robert was supposed to be huge.
Yeah,
and they're brothers.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think Renly was big too.
That or makes at least sense. Tall. But I like, for some reason, I guess I always thought of Stannis as kind of like small.
Like the way he's described makes him, I think, seem small, like bald, kind of like tight.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Sallow?
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is.
Sallow's a good word. But yeah, so that kind of struck me, that description. I was just like, oh yeah.
Stannis is a big dude. Baratheons are large.
Anyway, what you said about how he's a smart guy, but maybe not that smart.
Easily manipulated into craziness.
Well, I would maybe argue, just to play devil's advocate, that he's not convinced by the religious aspect.
Okay.
Of the whole R'hllor, Azor Ahai kind of stuff. I would argue he's not convinced by that and is just kind of going along with Melisandre's story so that he can use her power. Because he knows her power is real. He's seen it. So I think maybe it's that.
He's using her for her magic?
Yeah.
Mayhaps.
Just because I feel like every time Davos is like watching them do all their religious shit, Stannis is like stiff. He's like not into it. He's like off to the side. He's like there, but he's not one of them.
Uncomfortable by it.
Yeah. So
he seems like not into it.
What that tells me is that, yeah, he's not convinced by it. By the religious aspect of it, that it's like gods and blah blah blah. But
yeah, the ceremony, oh shit, it's not for him.
Yeah, but I think he recognizes that the power is real.
Yeah, I don't remember if he saw something in the flames though. Did she have him look in the flames, or am I imagining things from the show? I don't remember.
Wait, maybe he did look in the flames.
Like, you can believe in the power without believing in the religion, ceremonial shit.
So he can believe maybe that, like, she can manipulate the flames to actually tell the future. But it doesn't come from, like, a god. But anyway.
Okay. Stannis says that he hasn't forgotten that it was him who brought him the Horn of Winter into Mance Raydar's wife and son. Dead wife, I'm guessing. And son. Ugh, poor Dallas.
Poor Della.
Della. And Mance, I guess, to hear of his wife's death.
I wonder what he's doing.
Yeah. What is that guy doing? What's he up to these days?
Sitting in a cold cell.
Answering questions.
Yeah.
Stannis asks if the wildlings have honor. And Jon clarifies, yes, but it's their own type of honor. Like, it's not this type of Westeros.
Right.
Of knights in shining armor.
Honor that's like not really honor.
Stannis asks if Jon knows why they're there, and Jon says that they sent letters, so he assumed that they responded. Stannis says that north of the wall is the foe that he was born to fight. Melisandre clarifies that the enemy is the god of night and terror, and the shapes in the snow are his creatures. That is the first king to believe about the others.
Right.
And to know of him, of the others. A little bit. I'm sure the letters mentioned them.
Oh, yeah.
But he's taking it serious. Taking it serial.
Thank God. Thank God for Stannis. Next king on the throne.
Stannis says that he heard that Jon killed one of its creatures, and speculates that this must be Jon's war as well, and asks for his sword. Meaning, he's not asking for his sword, sorry. He's asking for Jon to fight for him.
Okay.
Jon reminds him that he is sworn to the Night's Watch.
Bitch, I'm taken.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Stannis says that he needs more than his sword, that he wants the North.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
He says that the North needs a true Lord of Winterfell, and Jon realizes that he is suggesting him. So Jon says that he is a Snow, not a Stark. Melisandre says that a king can remove his bastard name.
Legasp.
Legasp. Jon says sure, but he's already sworn to the Heart Tree.
And also, a king already did that. Guess they didn't get the memo yet. For real, though. They didn't. Where is it? Wait, who would actually have that information?
Who? What?
Okay, because I'm pretty convinced that Robb, legitimized Jon.
Whoa.
You don't remember this?
No.
Oh, yeah. There was a scene where he's, he has this argument with Catelyn about legitimizing Jon, so he could have him as his heir.
Oh. I don't think he did it, because he wasn't king. Yet. I think he wanted to...
No, he was king. This was on the way to the twins.
Yeah, but, I think you have to be a legitimate king.
I mean, they considered him a legitimate king. But what it does is...
Okay.
He basically, Catelyn's arguing with him, and he, tells her, this is not your choice. Too bad. And then he goes and, sits down, and he calls his lords over, and he's like, I need you to witness me make this order, or whatever it is. And he, sits down to write something. And then the chapter ends there.
I wonder if he did get around to it, because he was also murdered and called a traitor. Or, a false king. And they killed his men scattered. So would it be held up in court?
I think Robb legitimized Jon, but I think whatever documents were there, I don't know if they were sent anywhere. I don't know, who would listen to them. And also, anyone who witnessed it probably died at the Red Wedding.
True.
So I don't know if, anything would come of that. But I do think we should remember it, just in case.
Okay. Melisandre tells him that there is only one god, whose name is R'hllor, and implores him to burn the werewoods and accept Winterfell as a gift from the Lord of Light.
How dare you! Blasphemy!
Yeah. How could you say that? Burn these werewoods.
Ugh.
Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Stannis says that Jon is the weapon the Lord has given him, and he means to make use of him. Sorry, what?
Wait, what?
Sorry, what?
Huh? What does that even mean?
What weapon?
Right? How is Jon a weapon. Like, this feels very sudden and random.
Mm-hmm. Like, I guess he has a reputation for being like a formidable fighter,
It's
but
maybe he just means like Jon's potential to like be the Lord of Winterfell.
mm-hmm. Yeah, he is can be. I think he's like the only living son of Ned Stark that he believes.
Yeah.
And he's killed a white.
Yeah.
Has he killed another yet? Yeah, he has.
He killed
No, he
another.
hasn't.
Yeah.
Hey, he has?
Wait. No, he hasn't. Only Sam
No,
killed
he
another.
hasn't. Okay.
Yes. Sam the Slayer.
And he brought him like these gifts, the Horn of Winter.
Right? True.
Matt's his baby.
True, true. Okay. I'm convinced.
So he was like, ooh, God is saying something. This guy's special. Or wait, Melisandre said that too.
Yeah, Melisandre's like, God is saying something, and Stannis like, okay.
It's like, tell me more. Stannis says that he means to give Mance to the flames and allow the wildlings who bend the knee through the gates to join the side of the living.
Lol.
He also thinks that they would be better off teaming up against their common enemy. He plans to allow them to settle on the gift, which is this farmland that's been deserted because the wildlings keep
raiding it.
Yeah, raiding. Keep raiding it.
Was this his idea in the show? To let the wildlings cross the wall?
In the show, I think he does say that, but he wants them to join his army to take over Winterfell from the Boltons.
Okay. Because I always thought it was Jon's idea in the snow. In the show.
I think Jon wants to take them to keep them safe, but he doesn't want to demand that they fight their wars for them.
Yeah, he's more understanding of their like culture. But I think it's not just about keeping them safe, it's also about keeping themselves safe, because the more wildlings that are on the other side of the wall, the more white there will be.
True. Just more meat.
Yeah.
For the dead army.
Exactly.
Stannis says that he means to give Val to him to wed should he accept Dalla's sister. Val. Yeah, apparently Val is really beautiful. So this is like a good gift.
Okay. It's not how it works with the wildlings though, dude.
Jon can't help but laugh and says, "You cannot give me a wildling woman, and whoever wants to marry her needs to kidnap her at sword point." So Stannis asks if this means that he's rejecting his offer. His very generous offer.
Wow, such generosity.
Jon says no and asks for time to consider. Stannis grants it and tells him not to tell anyone of their meeting, and says that when he comes back, all he has to do is bend the knee and set his sword at his feet, and he will rise Jon Stark, Lord of Winterfell.
Whoa, that sounds good though.
It does. It's basically Jon's dream from being a child to be the Lord of Winterfell.
I don't know if he can quite admit that to himself yet, though.
No. When he was a kid, this is something he wanted, but as he grew older, he realized that it's impossible, so he stopped fantasizing about it. Yeah, and like they would mean like the death of his brothers, and he doesn't want that. But now he lives in a sad world where it is.
Where it's all true. It all happened.
Yeah. It all happened. That's that chapter. So I guess that's what Jon was doing during the voting.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Why shouldn't he be voting, though? Because he's a traitor, quote unquote? Right.
He doesn't care. Even though I think Jon has a vote. It's in Sam's chapter, like, Maester Aemon recognizes that one of the extra tokens was Jon's unused.
Right. Okay. Okay, cool. Because I was a little...
So he does have a voice.
Okay. I am kind of shocked that Stannis wouldn't just order Jon to do as he says.
He's asking for help.
Yeah, I guess he's
trying to, like... a huge bribe to go with that. Huge.
True. And I think he's maybe just trying to build some rapport so that he has a good relationship with him and it's not like built on forced actions.
Like Robert and Ned had a strong alliance. Maybe he's trying to do that with Jon. Have a strong alliance with the North as the king.
I did notice that Stannis, I think when he first brought up like the becoming a lord thing, he mentioned Ned a couple times, and both times he was like, although Ned was no friend of mine, blah 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 blah. He said that like at least twice, and I was like, okay dude, we get it.
You didn't like Ned, okay.
We fucking
like
get
I think
it.
like he had some respect for Ned, but like for some reason didn't care for him. Wasn't it Ned who like gave him the, hey, by the way, you're next of kin?
Yeah,
These kids are bastards.
Ned's the one who sent him that letter, right? Wait, no. Wait, was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Ned.
It wasn't Jon Arryn. Jon Arryn died before he could, right?
Yeah, he was killed before he could.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Ned who riled up Stannis to take up arms.
Right. Okay, cool.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chapters to go.
Whoa, what the hell?
Yeah, we're so close.
It's a lot of Night's Watch stuff happening in these last few chapters.
Yeah. A lot goes down.
And Tyrion's chapter is next, and bruh, that one is like, bruh.
It is bruh.
That is probably, I don't even know how to describe it. It's bruh.
It is bruh.
It is bruh. It's a crazy chapter, so make sure to not miss our next episode. As for this one, this feels like a whole lot of setup that's just happening right now, and something's gonna drop.
Yeah, for the end of the book, this is a lot of setup.
Yeah, like what's gonna happen at the end of the book, or is this gonna continue on to the next one? We don't know.
Wait.
That's gonna be cruel if that's the answer.
Right? This is more and more setup. You don't get a good answer.
Yeah, it's just set up all the way to the end.
What the fuck is this cliffhanger?
Yeah. I still like keep appreciating Davos for being like the background homie.
Yeah. Good guy Davos.
This is all because of Davos, man, and no one knows it.
Yeah, he did that. No, Stannis, when he explained why he was there, he said it was Davos who got him there.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said it was Stannis who brought me the letter and like, read it to me and all that jazz. I'm here because of him.
Okay, you mean Davos. You said Stannis.
Stannis said it.
About Davos.
Davos. Yeah, Davos did it.
Got it. Oh!
And, yeah, Jon was a little bit snide. He's like, took your sweet time to get here, though. And that's when he said, well, yeah, it was... I wouldn't have come if it weren't for my trusty friend, Stannis Seaworth. I don't know.
To be fair to Stannis, he never even saw the letter.
Yeah. It wasn't even on his radar.
No.
He was too busy planning a war.
Yep.
What does he care about letters from the Night's Watch?
Yep. And that was the thought of the last, whoever it was who dealt with his letters.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I forget.
I guess it's Davos now.
Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you want more of the podcast, please follow us on Instagram. You can follow the podcast at TIGBAB Podcast or follow us individually. My handle is Crimby and Jess's is just.egan24. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search TIGBAB Podcast or Tea is Good, Books Are Better, and we will show up there. Also, please subscribe to our good friend Bahrami on YouTube. He's the one who made our jingle, which you heard at the start of the episode, and he makes some really cool music. That's Bahram. You can also find him on Spotify as Bahrambient. That's Bahrambient. And please check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/teaisgoodbooksarebetter. We have a few different tea-themed tiers with fun rewards, including outtakes, BTS stuff, and mini-episodes in which we force our brother to watch Game of Thrones, which he absolutely hates. So it makes for some fun discussions / arguments. Finally, if you would be willing to share the podcast with your family and your friends, it would be a huge help to us to grow the podcast. Thank you so much. Don't forget to come back next time for Tyrion's last chapter, and probably my favorite chapter of his.
Shit.
In the series so far.
Damn, son.
Yup, it's a doozy. All right. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.